First, get in early and learn. I don't know if there are shortcuts in life, but there are certainly head starts. Gates had a big one. In 1969, when he was in 8th grade, when very few schools had any kind of computer system, his school bought an early machine along with blocks of processing time. Second, seek forgiveness, not permission. Too many people fail to succeed because they hold themselves back. Whether it was youthful folly or instinct, Gates didn't fall into this category. Third, value your work. The big problem many people have, they are afraid to ask for money. Here again, Gates never had that problem. At age 14, he was writing code for a local company's payroll program. By age 17, he and Ellen launched a company that used an early computer program to help count road traffic. Fourth, learning matters more than school. Gates was a good student. He scored almost perfectly on the SAT, and he was from a family that valued education. He enrolled at Harvard at 17, but didn't declare a major and instead spent his time using Harvard's computer. Fifth, when you are in charge, take charge. It's funny how perception change. But when he was running Microsoft, Gates had a reputation as a difficult, extremely competitive boss.
Datin Vivy Yusof. Who is Datin Vivy Yusof? Datin Vivy Yusof, born as a Vivy Sofinas Yusof, is an entrepreneur and the co-founder of Fashion Valley and the Dark Group. Vivy is a blogging veteran of 10 years who has been sharing insight about her life and entrepreneurial journey through her personal blog www.prouddark.com. Born in Batu Pahat, Johor, Malaysia, occupation TV personality, co-founder of Fashion Valley and the Dark Group spouse Dato Zaheer Shah Anwar, children Dene Azim Shah, Mariam Iman Shah and Sarah Ilham Shah. Datin Vivy is the Chief Creative Officer at Fashion Valley, a fashion e-commerce company founded by herself and her husband Dato Zaheer Shah Anwar, mostly known as Fazza, in 2010 when they were 20 years old. Now a multi-million-dollar company with 150 employees and carrying 500 fashion brands. Fashion Valley has offices and warehouses in Malaysia, Jakarta and Singapore and ships parcels daily to customers all over the world. The success story of Datin Vivy Yusof. 1. She doesn't like to stay in comfort zones. She doesn't know how to take it chill. Being restless is what made her dive into exciting things in the first place. From studying to career, she tried a lot of things and never stood in one place for too long. In business or e-commerce, every day is something new to be handled. Now, as I stated above, she doesn't like to stay in one place for too long. During her school years, she changed school very often because she wants to. Public school, boarding schools, all girls, Islamic school and private school, you name it. Number 2, she fights for what she wants. Literally, she's a fighter. Education is key for being successful. She made an agreement with her parents that if she get to the top of her class, she could get out from boarding school. Guess what? She did get the top. Number 3, she came from an entrepreneurial family. By accompanying her father during her school holiday, the spirit of entrepreneurship sparkled within her. When she graduated from her university in the UK and came back to Malaysia, the absence of e-commerce made her take the initiative to start it, thus bringing forth Fashion Valley.
The next person is Dato Aliff Syukri. They are secret of success from him. The strength of Dato's empire does not depend on your product but on your personality itself. People know him as a guy with a small voice, loud, talkative, and a good actor as he was able to attract people's attention. But that is okay. However, people have to understand that he is an entrepreneur and a spokesman, also a model to his own product. He spent at least 2 million per month for advertisement to appear on the TV, radio, newspaper, and also magazine. He did not do it for fun but for business. Just imagine that to appear on the television for a duration of 2 minutes, he had to pay RM 60,000. He had to ensure that people trust his product. Nowadays, online entrepreneur is increasing. When he first started his business influence, there were not many competition, but approximately 3 years ago, there were many other brands such as Bella Amara, Vivy, Yusof, and Yalofa Hijab. In a blink of an eye, this young entrepreneur became a millionaire. Their success have become the starting point of every online entrepreneur to make their own business. This is a good thing for our own country. Other than that, Dato is famous with gimmick and many people want to follow his step. In business, there are several phases. He did gimmicks when he was 23 years old and he considered it appropriate to his age, although it is annoying. He is not doing it for the glamorous but to generate income. Glamorous but without money, you have nothing. He loves to work faster but ensure it is success. At the beginning of his appearance in TV, too many people have denounced him as if there were 1,000 soldiers who want to discredit him. Thus, he had to make sure he was on the top to ensure that he will not fall down because of the critics. He believed if he wanted to taste the honey, he had to be prepared to be stung by bees.
The last person we can follow their footsteps is JK.ROWLING. Rowling is the perfect example that success can come to anyone at any time. She is now doing the backstroke through a pool of Harry Potter money. But what was not always the case. Before Harry Potter became a success, she was a divorced mother, living on welfare, going to school and trying to write a novel in her spare time. Rowling herself said she was the biggest failure I knew. I credit a lot of her success to her failure. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. But how JK.ROWLING rose to success and how you can too. First, have a vision. Rowling always knew she was going to be a writer. According to her website, as soon as I knew what writers were, I want to be one. But it took more than wishful thinking. She started writing the Harry Potter series during a delayed train ride from Manchester to London. Rowling envisioned all the characters and the story started to take shape. Second, accept setbacks. Soon after she started writing, she was hit with the devastating loss of her mother and sank into a deep, dark depression and stopped writing. She then took a job teaching English in Portugal where she met her future husband. Her goal was to have the book completed by the time she got back to England. Not only did not finish the book, but her marriage failed and she had to go back to England with a newborn baby and no job. Third, be persistent. While on welfare and taking care of a small child, she would spend every free moment writing, often in a coffee shop with her baby napping beside her. Still, it took her 5 long years to finish the book. Finally, having completed the book, she now needed to get it published. The first 12 publishers that really turned her down. Finally, Bloomsbury Publishing agreed to buy the book right to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.